Hello, welcome to another video, but this time it won't be about gaming. It will be about teamwork perks and how I'd rework them. This is not. Oh yeah, I'm a little sick, so I might sound a little congested this video. But yeah, these are just my ideas for possible reworks for the teamwork perks because nobody seems to use them and they're all useless. According, well, just to the people who just pay attention to the current meta, I guess. So these are the changes I would bring to the newly brought out teamwork perks. Teamwork soft spoken. After healing or being healed by another survivor, you become teamed. You can only be teamed with one survivor at a time. While you and the team survivor are working on a generator together, reduce the range your aura can be read by 60% and reduce the gen repair noises by 15%. You stay teamed with the other survivor until hooked. This also happens whenever the other survivor is hooked. I just didn't really include that part. But yeah, I feel like this would make the perk a lot more, useful. It would also just like it would help generators just like go around. Hmm. I mean, I just feel like this would just be a lot more useful, right? I mean, it fits the perk name, and being uninterrupted would be nice. Like, imagine just like I don't know. There's a lot of perks that would like barbecue and chili, right? You just took another survivor, and then just the killer's gonna come over there. Well, now he doesn't see you, I guess, if you're far enough. Teamwork full circuit. So this one is a little bit creative on my side. I feel like this one's pretty good. I feel like teamwork full circuit. After healing or being healed by another survivor, become teamed. You can only be teamed with one survivor at a time. While you and the team survivor are working on a generator together, increase the chances of triggering a skill check by 15% when hitting a successful great skill check. Increase the team survivor's great skill check success zone by 12%. The same is vice versa for the team survivor. Hitting a good skill check resets the great skill check success zone to base. Wait, what? Hitting a good skill check resets the great skill check success zone to base. You stay teamed with the other survivor until hooked. So this one is a little bit, yeah. So whenever you hit a great skill check, the other person's great skill check success zone is increased. So I think this would make it easier for like a back and forth kind of thing. It's like you hit a great skill check and then their success zone is increased, so then they hit a great skill check and then your success zone is increased, and it would just like make it very interesting, right? It would just be like a little once someone gets it starting, like you really get a ball rolling there. And I forgot to add this, but there's like a cap, like there's a cap to like how big the success zones like can get, like around like 40% max size, maybe a little bit less. I just didn't really see that putting to. I didn't really see that going in game. Like I didn't have like a, I didn't really do the math and figure out how much of the wheel would actually be taken up by a great skill check. Uh, but no, there's gonna be a cap on this. It wouldn't be just infinitely getting higher and higher until like the whole wheel is just the great skill check success zone. No, that wouldn't work. Uh, Also, getting off the generator also resets it. This, but it took this already took a while to make. But yeah, I just think that this would actually give the teamwork perks a little bit of a theme, especially with the first two to be released. Uh, yeah, but the other teamwork perks still work a little bit differently. They don't all relate to generators. Teamwork, power of two. After healing or being healed by another survivor, become teamed. You can only be teamed with one survivor at a time. While teamed, gain a 5% haste bonus and complete actions like cleansing, healing, opening the exit gates, and unhooking 35% faster. You stay teamed as long as you remain 16 meters of each other. So this one is kind of the same perk, but I made it so, you know, you also do certain actions other than generators 35% faster. This would actually This wouldn't be this. So I kind of turned it into like a leader type of perk, but it's more situational, I guess. The benefit is a little bit like 5%. It's not really much, so you might as well bring leader, but 5% haste. You also get that. So it's like a little added bonus. You get 5% bonus on everything else. And, it's just a little bit rewarding for the extra effort you have to go through with healing another survivor and becoming teamed. And staying 16 meters of each other, that was a choice because if they could just separate and they would be able to do whatever until they're hooked, yeah, that would just make it far more, you know, it would just make teamwork pretty much useless. Teamwork collective stealth. After healing or being healed by another survivor, become teamed. You can only be teamed with one survivor at a time. While teamed, suppress your scratch marks and reduce the range you and your aura. Wait. Reduce the range your and your team survivors' auras can be read by 20 meters. You stay teamed as long as you remain 16 meters of each other. So this one also comes with a aura reducing effect. Honestly, scratch marks just isn't enough, right? I don't know if you just heal, there wouldn't be blood pools, but there would be. This isn't like crazy aura reading reduction, just 20 meters, but it would just make the perk a lot more useful, I feel like. And it's basically the same perk though. I didn't really have too much to change about it because this is the like the perk other than Power of 2 that I based the entire reworks of these perks out of. So I just feel like this would be, you know, this is already kind of base in the game. Teamwork Throwdown. After healing or being healed by another survivor, become teamed. You can only be teamed with one survivor at a time. While teamed, when stunning the killer with a pallet gives the team survivor 13% haste for 3 seconds. You stay teamed until the other survivor is hooked. Wait, what? No, you stay teamed until you're hooked. Yeah, so this kind of makes it lose a lot of its original thing, but no one really uses it just for the speed boost that it gives other survivors or whatever it does. No, it doesn't give speed boost. The original version only hides their scratch marks. I think it gives endurance. But if you're in chase, I wouldn't see the other survivors being in chase unless the killer has wandering eye for some reason. The Krasu perk. Yeah, I actually think I'm gonna do a killer version of this video soon with a few useless perks, but I have an honorable mention that we'll get to later. But yeah. So I just feel like this gives it a little bit more functionality, especially with them two here. It would just, you know. But anyways, yeah. Sometimes maybe it's best I don't come up with rework ideas, but I just think it would be fun to give these perks a theme instead of just throwing around the word teamwork in every perk just because it relates to another survivor. Because at this point, like a leader or prove thyself, like those are teamwork perks, I guess. Teamwork Toughen Up. After healing or being healed by another survivor, become teamed. You can only be teamed with one survivor at a time. While teamed, when the team survivor stuns the killer with a pallet or blinds him with a flashlight, gain the endurance status effect for 14 seconds, reveal your own aura, and suppress the team survivor's scratch mark for 10 seconds. So, this would actually give the perk less of a hiding away, and it would actually fit the name of the perk, Toughen Up, where, you toughen up, you go and stand in place of the other survivor who's being chased. And it would also not just completely detriment you because you gain the endurance status effect. So even if they see you, you're gonna have the endurance status effect. Yeah, so and it would also hide your team survivor scratch mark for 10 seconds. So it's an added bonus for them because they might be able to get out of chase after stunning or blinding a killer with that. And who knows, they might if you brought a really good flashlight, you might even be able to, hide yourself with aura revealed. And no, it's not gonna work if you're in a locker. No. If you're in a locker and prevent your own aura from being revealed whenever they pallet throw, no, it just wouldn't that wouldn't work. But I just think this would kind of give most of these perks like a theme because currently they're kind of all over the place, like generator, healing kind of, and then we got two chase related teamwork perks. So they're kind of going all over the place, right? But, you know, it would just I feel like this would just give them like an actual theme that you can stick to, right? And it would make identifying a teamwork perk a lot easier and not just being like, oh, that's teamwork leader, oh, that's teamwork prove thyself. Because like at this point, with the way teamwork perks are being added, you might as well call them teamwork perks just because they include another survivor. But yeah, those are just my personal perk changes, and I think this was actually inspired by another creator. I can't remember who it was, but it was this video I watched a while ago, and I think some of these perk changes were kind of based off of theirs. So thanks to them, whoever they are. I don't remember. Sorry. They probably no one will probably see this, so I'm not stealing any content. But on to the honorable mention. Yes, Scourge Hook Hangman's Trick. So this is actually a killer perk, a Scourge Hook perk, and what it does currently is that it changes four hooks into Scourge hooks, and they reveal survivors' auras after coming 14 meters of them, and it's very useless, especially since the Scourge hooks could potentially spawn on the outside of the map, and you just never get any value out of it. So, but yeah, here's my full rework of Scourge Hook Hangman's Trick. At the start of the trial, begin with 4 tokens. For each survivor hooked for the first time, spend a token. When a token is spent, that hook transforms into a Scourge Hook. You see its aura in white for the remainder of the trial. I would have included this, but hooking them in the basement does not turn that hook into a Scourge Hook. Yeah. And when a survivor comes within 3 meters of a Scourge Hook, they become exposed for 4 seconds after leaving the radius. So if they just steer near the hook, they're going to be infinitely exposed, I guess, until they leave the radius. I don't know why you'd stay near the hook where you're actively getting exposed, but also this only works whenever the Scourge Hook is not occupied. Like if there's a survivor already on it, they won't become exposed. But if there's no survivor on it and another survivor tries to sabo it, then they would become exposed. So yeah, this would be a great anti. I feel like this would just like say it would just give the middle finger to a very specific playstyle known as Sabo squads. And also, this Scourge Hook would pair with other Scourge Hooks. So, like, let's say you brought Pain Resonance. Once that hook turns into a Scourge Hook, it automatically turns on Pain Resonance as well, which I think would be a really neat effect. It would be like a skirt. It's like a synergy perk, like the world's first Scourge Hook synergy perk, right? It would actually make Scourge Hooks a lot more reliable too, especially since you don't have to rely completely on RNG, and now you can place your Scourge Hooks wherever you want them. It will also work with other Scourge Hooks. But if you hook a survivor in the basement for the first time, it'll just, put a random Scourge Hook on the map. The basement hooks will not count as Scourge Hooks. Yeah, this actually took a while. It doesn't really look like it did, but I promise you it did. And this is cool. I think like this is something I like to do. It's just like give some cool perk ideas, cool perk reworks, and I think this would actively make you know this is something I might be able to do a lot more often. but I've been busy with school and all, and yeah. But thanks for watching. If you liked these perk reworks actually, then I suggest that you leave a like and maybe even subscribe. You don't have to though. Yeah, I would prefer if you did. But anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a like, maybe leave a comment. See if there's anything that you'd prefer to be changed in these reworks. Uh, yeah. Goodbye.